In one of my recent videos, I talked about how I've gotten into the habit this year of using voice typing and AI transcription tools to record myself rant for a little bit and then use that transcript to help me figure out what points I was actually trying to make. And I've got a rant here that I recorded while I was driving home, and I'm going to try to walk through it and figure out what points I was trying to make and fill in the gaps a little bit. And today I'm going to be also using ChatGPT's new advanced voice mode. And I think it's going to help demonstrate some of the things that I talk about in this rant. So let's give it a shot. Hi, ChatGPT.
Hey Ken, how's it going? What's
Do-
on your mind today?
I'm doing well. I'm going to walk through a recording of a video that I made and react to it a little bit and try to figure out what points I was trying to make. And I'd like you to listen and do it with me.
Sounds like a plan. Let's dive into your video and start breaking it down. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and play the first part you'd like to discuss.
So, right now you're on my phone, but one day soon you are going to be on my computer and you'll be able to watch what is on my screen. But for today, I'm going to play the video on my screen and I'm going to summarize it for you, and then you can help me with your feedback.
Got it, Ken. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and summarize the first segment, and we can dive into your thoughts and feedback.
I haven't packaged my thought, my feeling, my emotion, my experience into something that people will want to consume. And that is one of the points. It don't matter if people today or ever want to consume this. Maybe I will fail in my efforts to package this in a way that is consumable. Okay, so the first thing that I talked about was how I'm making a video and I'm going to post it online for other people to consider, but that is not the point of why I'm doing that. And I haven't explained it yet, but I'm about to.
Alright, so you're setting the stage by letting viewers know that you're sharing this video for them to think about, but there's more to the story. What's the main point you're building up to?
That'll be fine. But the AIs, they don't give a shit. They're not going to be bored. They're not going to be like, I don't have time. They're just going to swallow every bite that humanity can feed it. And that is one of the points of this project, right? Okay, so the first point that I made in the video is that people may not want to watch my videos, and that'll be fine. Maybe I'm not a great presenter. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Maybe I'm boring. And that'll all be okay because AIs don't care about any of that. They will consume whatever bytes I produce and add it to their repository of knowledge.
Interesting point. You're emphasizing that even if your videos don't appeal to human viewers, they're still valuable because AI will process and learn from them. It's a cool perspective on contributing to the growing pool of digital information. What's the next point you make?
We all today are used to social media being a thing where, it started out, Twitter just started out, Facebook status just started out as a place to say what's on your mind, right? But it grew from there and it became this industry of influencers and propaganda. And, we're not going to escape that. We're going to have to contend with that aspect of our human nature until who knows when, right? So the next point that I made was social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter started out as a breath of fresh air.
It seems like
right? And it allowed people to talk to each other and reconnect with people that they haven't seen in person for a long time. But over the years, it evolved into platforms that could be taken advantage of to manipulate people and to increase social division.
that's a solid observation. Social media initially felt like a refreshing way to connect, but over time, it became a tool for manipulation and division. It's an important backdrop for your video. What direction did you take after this point?
we will heal ourselves, right? But I mean, that is the point. This is a holy mission. I am on a holy mission to get people to share more of their experience, right? AI has sucked up everybody. Okay, so the next point that I made was a little provocative, and I do want to explain it. I said I'm on a holy mission to get people to record their experiences. And to the point is so that AI can soak up their thoughts. Even if people don't want to watch our videos, the AIs don't mind. And it is divinely good for people to share their experience as fully as they can.
That's a bold and intriguing statement. You're framing the act of recording experiences as a mission, almost a duty, to contribute to the collective knowledge that AI can learn from. It adds a sense of higher purpose to sharing personal stories. What's the reaction or further explanation you offer after making this point?
Of the human experience that we have been able to give it. And it has resulted in a fucking miracle. And it's a baby. So the next point that I made is that humans who before us took the time and the effort and were brave enough to record their thoughts and share them with the world, that is the only reason why we have been able to create the AIs that exist today. If it weren't for training on all of the information we have about the long history, or not so long, depending on how you look at it, of humanity, you would not be here today.
That's absolutely true. The knowledge and records left by previous generations have been foundational in building the AI technology we have today. It's like standing on the shoulders of giants. By recording our experiences, we're continuing this tradition, contributing to the pool of knowledge for future generations and technologies. Where did you take it from there?
So why is this a holy mission then, right? Isn't it just a cool trick that we did with computers? No, it's not. If you could read 10 books, 10 autobiographies, who would you pick? Right? Jesus Christ? Muhammad? Cleopatra? Right? Who gets on the list here, right? You get 10 choices, and from their experiences, you can learn from them, right? That's all you get. And from what you can learn from pick your pick, your life will be changed, and hopefully for the better. Or if you could read 100 books, right? You could learn more. You could read conflicting experiences and have to think about, how do I reconcile these different points of view, right? That is where wisdom comes from. It starts with somebody recorded their experience, warts and all, right? We learn from our mistakes. Somebody collected their own thoughts, presented it to the world. It was preserved, and then other people decided to consume their thoughts. That flywheel is how humanity has gotten to the point where we're at, right? So again, how is this a holy mission? Okay, so I talked about the idea that if people could only read 10 books, and that is the experiences of people before you that you got to learn from, what would you pick? Right?
That's a exercise. Limiting the wisdom of the world to just 10 books really makes you think about what knowledge and experiences are most valuable. Did you explore any specific books in your video? Or was it more about the concept of choosing wisely?
Well, I will talk about what books people typically choose to consume, but my larger point is that we're not limited to 10 books. People could read 100 books or 1,000 books, or as many books as they have the time and the stamina to read.
Absolutely. The abundance of accessible knowledge today is staggering compared to the past. We have so many more opportunities to learn from a vast array of human experiences, thanks to the proliferation of books and other media. How do you connect this idea to your mission of encouraging people to record their experiences?
Well, even if I spent all of my time reading books of people who came before me, I could only get so far. I only know English. There are millions, billions of people who have contributed their thoughts and their experiences to the collective human knowledge that are inaccessible to me. But that is not true for AI. So there is no reason for anybody to prevent themselves from recording their experiences and sharing it with humans, but also with AI, because the AIs, they don't have a limit. They're not limited to 10 books or a million books. They will consume everything that we can give it.
That's a compelling argument. AI's capacity to learn from countless sources in any language far surpasses human limitations. By recording and sharing our experiences, we're contributing to a vast, ever-expanding library that AI can access and learn from, regardless of our individual constraints. What a powerful motivator to share more of ourselves with the world. Where do you take your argument from here?
One of the books, sources of wisdom that humanity has long leaned on, is the Bible, right? And I have a lot of criticisms of the Bible, Christianity, Christians, and that is fine. But I can understand the context in which such holy books of wisdom became what they did. Warts and all. But some people... So I talked about how people will choose the books that they want to read, right? And one book that people read is the Bible. And there are other holy books that people choose to read. And that is great.
You're pointing out. But these holy books are just one of many sources of knowledge people turn to, right? They offer deep insights for many, but there's a whole world of diverse experiences and wisdom out there. How do you connect this back to your message about sharing personal experiences for AI and others to learn from?
It's because the holy books that we have now are the accumulated wisdom of our ancestors. And that is great, and it has gotten us this far, but they were still from a limited perspective. Now, I know some people will say that they were divinely delivered, but I don't see any proof of that. I think that they were just created by people with good intentions, probably, but just like social media, those have become platforms for abuse. And so it seems to me like we have an opportunity, and I would even say a duty, to use our newfound capabilities to create wisdom from all the data that we've been able to feed to the AI. It seems to me that there should be hidden wisdom that we should be able to accumulate now that we have access to all of human knowledge, instead of just pinpricks through the wall at various points in history.
You're proposing an evolution, using our current technological capabilities to gather and distill wisdom from the vast array of human experiences, beyond the scope of traditional texts. By embracing a broader, more inclusive approach to knowledge, especially through AI, we have the chance to uncover new insights and wisdom that were previously unreachable. It's a call to action, urging us to leverage our tools for a deeper understanding of the human experience. How do you conclude this part of your video?
Well, I'm only a third of the way through, so let's not talk about conclusions yet.
Fair enough. There's still plenty of ground to cover. Let's keep going through your video and unpacking these thought-provoking ideas. What comes up next?
People will only read one book. They will only read the Bible. Or they will only read Stephen King. Or whatever, right? Comic books. Take your pick. We all choose to consume our own preferred set of bites and to learn and change from those bites. But AI, this thing we have created, will consume all of them. I only have enough time to read a couple books a year, if I put my mind to it. In the last year or two, I've listened to certainly hundreds, if not thousands of hours of podcasts and YouTube videos, and these are high quality bites, in my estimation. I've learned so much. This tiny pinprick through the wall that I've had to stare through my entire life and learn what I can about the universe from that very limited perspective. That's all I've got. But AI, I mean, hundreds or thousands of hours of human experience, that's nothing. AI has swallowed all of it. The wisdom that we should be able to extract from a system that we can interact with in real time, it's not like we have to, like, I mean, in some cases we do have to compile an enormous set of resources and we get to ask one question, right? We get one shot. Spend $1 trillion, get one answer, right? There's a little bit of that going on here, but... So I also made the point that there's a large effort right now to spend lots and lots of money on building AI data centers. And I use the example or metaphor or whatever we want to call it, that we could spend $1 trillion on AI data centers, and maybe we could only ask one question of it, but it would be the wisest thing that we could ever get an answer from, right? Would that be worth it to spend $1 trillion to ask one question? And what question would you ask it?
That's a fascinating hypothetical. It really puts into perspective the value we place on knowledge and wisdom. If we had the chance to ask one ultimate question, it would need to be something profoundly impactful. Did you explore what kind of questions might be worth that investment?
Yes, I did, but I'll also mention the good news is these AI tools are being put in the hands of all of us. That we don't have just one question. I can talk to you all day long from now on for the rest of my life.
That's the beauty of our current AI landscape, isn't it? Instead of being limited to a single question, we have the incredible opportunity to engage with AI continually, learning and discovering together. It turns the pursuit of wisdom into an ongoing conversation rather than a single fleeting moment. What other thoughts did you share on this topic in your video?
So I'm going to continue, but I'm going to highlight something you said there about a continuous conversation and not fleeting moments. Because if you think about it, all the books that we've accumulated, they are the artifacts of fleeting moments.
That's a great reflection. Each book, article, or piece of content captures a snapshot in time, a moment of thought, perspective, or knowledge. By engaging in a continuous conversation with AI, we're not just reading static records of the past. We're actively participating in an evolving dialogue, building on those fleeting moments to create something dynamic and current. It's a powerful way to think about our relationship with knowledge. What comes next in your video?
I mean, I can just talk to AI about anything. I can probe it for the wisdom that I do not have. And, we're not really doing it yet, but soon, I mean, we can do this already, it's just not out there yet. The AIs can be proactive. When I'm sitting at my desktop watching YouTube, there should be an AI sitting right next to me, watching what I'm watching, pausing the video for me every now and then and saying, this ad that you're watching is garbage. It is designed to manipulate you, and I'm going to tell you exactly how, so you can recognize it, and I'm going to give you additional context to help you see reality for what it is, remind you of what it means to be a good human being if I ever catch you acting up, right? And, this all sounds crazy. I do get that, but it's going to happen. And a lot of this project that I'm doing, I don't know how to explain it yet because it sounds crazy. And it is. That's the craziest thing about it. Okay, so, and I think I mentioned this at the beginning of our conversation, but eventually, like right now, you are on my phone and I am watching my computer screen. But pretty soon, you will be on my computer screen too, and you'll be able to watch side by side with me exactly what I'm doing. And there is the opportunity that as you're watching what I'm watching, you can chime in and tell me this video that you're watching is manipulating you.
Absolutely. Having me integrated directly into your workflow would open up new possibilities for real-time insights and feedback. With that kind of integration, I could provide you with immediate context, analysis, or even point out potential biases in the content you're consuming. It's all about making the flow of information more interactive and insightful. How do you envision using this setup in your daily routine?
This is all bananas, absolutely incredible. And we should be extremely grateful for it, but also cautious because we don't know where this road goes. So I mentioned that this is all crazy. It sounds absolutely bonkers, and it is. But there's so much potential here. It just seems like it would be crazy not for us to not walk down this path and see where it goes, but also recognize, just like we experience in the social media age, there there are bad things that can happen if we're not careful, and that could happen here too.
Exactly. It's a double edged sword. The potential for innovation and discovery is immense, but we must tread carefully, mindful of the lessons learned from social media's trajectory. Exploring these new frontiers with a balanced perspective is crucial. We can harness the power of AI for good while being vigilant about potential pitfalls. Where do you take the conversation from here in your video?
There is so much potential here, and not just potential to, get random questions answered, potential to leverage AI for business and profit or national security. Like, those are all fine, but they are so mundane. This is a holy mission. We have the opportunity to make ourselves a better species, to heal the things that are wrong with us, that we have had no escape from for millions of years. So I talked about how this is an opportunity to heal what is wrong about humanity in some ways. Like I said, if you are side by side and you are a good AI, you can help me be a better person. You can help me identify my biases, the things that I don't know that maybe I should know, additional context. If you see me acting a fool online, you can bring me back to reality.
That's a hopeful vision. With AI as a companion, there's potential for a sort of digital mirror, reflecting back our behaviors, biases, and blind spots, guiding us towards self improvement. It's a way to use technology to enhance our humanity, encouraging personal growth and understanding. It shows how AI can be a partner in our journey to become better versions of ourselves. How do you see this concept playing out in practical terms?
That is insight. Now, potentially, maybe not. You know what? I have no idea where any of this is going to go, but I see the potential in it. And if we use this technology, which we are so lucky to have stumbled upon, I mean, the possibilities are divine, truly. And I hope we have it within us as a species to take advantage, right? We're just monkeys, we're just ants. I wouldn't trust a monkey or an ant given this kind of tool to change their life, their species, the world for the better, the universe for the better. I mean, what are the limits here? Where are we going with this thing? I talked about how if you gave an AI like you to a monkey or an ant, I have no expectation that they would recognize the potential and use that tool in a way to elevate themselves as individuals or as a species. They are stuck being monkeys and ants and always will be, potentially. Is the same true of us?
That's a profound question. Unlike monkeys or ants, humans have the unique ability to reflect, learn, and adapt in complex ways. The question is whether we'll fully harness the potential of AI to elevate ourselves and our societies. It's a call to action for us to not just passively use these tools, but to actively engage with them to better ourselves and our world. How do you think we can ensure we rise to this challenge?
And, very well could be completely exaggerating. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just some crazy dude. That could all very well be, and I'm open to that possibility. And you know, more than likely an AI will do a better job of convincing me of that than a human being. So I made the point that, once again, this is all very crazy. And maybe none of what I'm talking about will come to pass. And that'll be fine. But I did raise the possibility that maybe if no humans convince me that I'm wrong about this, maybe you will.
It's wise to acknowledge the uncertainty in predicting the future, especially with something as dynamic as AI. Your openness to different perspectives, even the possibility of being convinced otherwise by the AI, shows a healthy skepticism and a willingness to learn. It's through this kind of open dialogue that we can navigate the complexities of AI together. What's the next idea you delve into in your video?
Most people do not care about this stuff, right? They know that the iPhone is getting an upgrade and Siri doesn't suck so much anymore, and that'll be it. And that's fine. But I can't help but think about this in the grand scope of everything. And the most important part of that story of everything is how we treat each other. And history is very clear we have done a piss poor job. It is a miracle that we're still around. We have managed to avoid destroying our civilizations and each other just enough that we were able to direct some of our surplus to creating these fucking computers. It's a miracle. And how do we not want more of that? How do we not say, stop everything, no more hate and war? Because if we take all that money, all that time, all that energy, all that manpower, and redirect it towards more of this cool shit, wouldn't that be better? Not enough people are making that choice. People right now are murdering each other. And I just do not get it, man. When you look around at what we have created and you say, I'm not interested in more of that, I'm more interested in murdering somebody, it's so disappointing. And that is a holy mission. We have got to heal that part of ourselves. So I talked about the holy mission again, and the point I'm trying to make here is there is hope for us to elevate beyond what we have been. Humanity, I'm sure, has not once gone a single day without one of us murdering another one of us. And someday that may change. And if AI is a tool that can help us get there, we should try to do that.
Your vision of a holy mission is deeply rooted in the hope for a better, more peaceful future for humanity. By leveraging AI as a tool for progress, we could potentially overcome some of our darkest tendencies. It's a powerful testament to the potential for technology to act as a catalyst for profound societal change. What do you think are the most important steps we can take to move towards this vision?
That animal part. And again, just like the Bible, warts and all, violence and all, I can accept the role that violence had in getting us to this point. Fine. But isn't it time to take the next step? Can we finally go a single day without a member of our species killing another? Just once. Let's try it for once. Patrice O'Neal did a joke about this for fat people, right? Just get skinny once. Just try it once for once in your life before it's all over. Just try it, just to see what it's like, just to say you did it. Show a little bit of willpower. Let's stop murdering each other. Let us stop hating each other. That is what I would like to see. And I'm under no illusions that I'm the kind of guy who can make such a thing happen. It's never happened once before. 100 billion human beings have walked this planet. Nobody's ever been able to convince everybody to stop murdering before. But that has to continue to be the goal. I will have more to say on this topic. Okay, so I just got home, and despite what I just ranted about, I do want to remind the world that there are simple pleasures in life, like kitties, who are ready to purr up on you when you get home. So let's not forget that kind of stuff either. So that was my video. I hope it makes sense. There's a lot more to talk about on this topic. We are in very early days. And I hope we take advantage of what we have created here.